I still believe in a place called hope, a place called America.
Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, was not just the first baby boomer to hold the office. He also led the nation through an era of unprecedented economic prosperity, overseeing the second longest peacetime expansion in American history. As a charismatic leader with a sharp intellect, he navigated the presidency filled with both triumphs and scandals, leaving a legacy that continues to spark debate. From his rise in Arkansas to the Oval Office, his story is one of resilience, controversy, and political mastery. This is the story of Bill Clinton. Stay until the end to uncover the highs and the lows, and the defining moments that shaped a presidency like no other. Clinton was born William Jefferson Blythe III on August 19, 1946, in the small town of Hope, Arkansas. He came into the world already facing hardship. His father, William Jefferson Blythe Jr., tragically died in a car accident just months before his birth. With no choice but to secure a future for herself and her child, his mother, Virginia Cassidy Blythe, left for New Orleans to study anesthesiology. In her absence, young Bill was raised by his grandparents, Eldridge and Edith Cassidy. Though their parenting styles were vastly different, Eldridge, warm and easygoing, while Edith was a strict disciplinarian, both instilled in him a deep respect for education. By 1950, Virginia had completed her nursing degree and returned to Arkansas, soon marrying a car salesman named Roger Clinton. The family moved to Roger's hometown in Hot Springs, and Bill eventually took his stepfather's last name. Despite being raised in a largely non-religious household, he developed a strong personal faith, becoming a devout Baptist who never missed a Sunday service. His home life, however, was far from peaceful. Roger Clinton struggled with alcoholism and was often abusive toward Bill's mother and his younger half-brother. As he grew older, Clinton became increasingly aware of the dysfunction in his household. At just 14 years old, already towering over 6 feet, he confronted his stepfather, standing between him and his mother with a firm warning. "If you want them, you'll have to go through me." Though the physical abuse ended, Roger's drinking continued. Despite these challenges, Clinton excelled in school. He attended Hot Springs High School, an all-white institution where he became a standout student and a talented saxophonist, under the guidance of Principal Johnny May Mackey, who emphasized leadership and public service. Clinton's passion for politics deepened. In the spring of 1963, a pivotal moment shaped Clinton's future. As part of the Boys Nation program in Washington, D.C., Clinton had the chance to meet President John F. Kennedy in the White House Rose Garden. A photograph of the moment, young Bill Clinton shaking hands with JFK, would later become one of the most famous images of his early years, a symbolic passing of the torch between two generations of Democratic leaders. After graduating in 1964, Clinton set his sights on Georgetown University, where he studied international affairs. He quickly immersed himself in campus politics, winning the presidency of his freshman and sophomore classes. Although he fell short in his bid for student body president as a junior, he had already built a reputation as a young leader on the rise. His time in Georgetown also led him to a job as a clerk for Senator Fulbright's Foreign Relations Committee. Before completing his degree in 1968, Clinton earned a prestigious Rhodes Scholarship to study at Oxford University. However, his academic pursuits were interrupted when he received his draft notice in 1969. To delay his military service, he enrolled in an ROTC program at the University of Arkansas Law School, though he ultimately never attended. Instead, he returned to Oxford and later re-entered the draft lottery. His number was high enough that he was never called to serve, allowing him to continue his studies in law. By 1970, he was back in the U.S., enrolling at Yale Law School. After earning his law degree, Clinton and his wife, Hillary, moved to Arkansas, where he took a teaching position at the University of Arkansas School of Law. But politics remained his true calling. In 1974, he made an ambitious run for Congress, challenging a well-established Republican incumbent. Though he lost, the race was closer than anyone expected, marking him as a rising star in Arkansas politics. Just 2 years later, he won the race for state attorney general, and in 1978, at just 32 years old, he became the youngest governor in the country. His journey to national prominence had officially begun. At just 32 years old, Bill Clinton became the youngest governor in the United States after defeating Republican candidate Lynn Lowe in Arkansas's 1978 gubernatorial race. With fresh energy and bold ambitions, he set out to transform the state, focused on education and healthcare reform. Working alongside his wife Hillary, he pushed for sweeping changes, but his early tenure was not without missteps. His handling of the Fort Chaffee refugee riots and an unpopular increase in auto registration fees alienated many voters. In 1980, serving only a 2-year term, he faced an unexpected defeat at the hands of Republican challenger Frank White. The loss was a devastating blow, but Clinton refused to let it derail his political career. After briefly working in private law, he regrouped and mounted a comeback in 1982. Acknowledging his past mistakes and promising a more measured approach, he won back the governorship and remained in office for the next 4 terms. This time he took a centrist stance, balancing progressive and conservative policies. He championed education reform, raising teacher standards, and implementing competency tests. At the same time, Clinton supported welfare-to-work programs and maintained a tough stance on crime, endorsing the death penalty. His growing influence led to his appointment as chairman of the National Governors Association from 1986 to 1987. By the end of the decade, he had positioned himself as a national leader. By 1988, Clinton was seen as a rising star, but his opportunity to shine on the national stage took an unexpected turn. At the Democratic National Convention, he delivered an endorsement speech for nominee Michael Dukakis. What was meant to be his moment of introduction to a broader audience turned into a public relations disaster. His speech was long-winded and dull, failing to captivate the crowd. However, in true Clinton fashion, he quickly rebounded. In a move of political savvy, he appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and made fun of his own speech, turning embarrassment into an opportunity to show his charm and self-awareness. By 1992, Clinton had built a formidable political brand. He won the Democratic primaries with ease, selecting Tennessee Senator Al Gore as his running mate. The incumbent president, George H.W. Bush, was vulnerable due to a faltering economy and a broken campaign promise not to raise taxes. His campaign strategy revolved around a simple yet powerful message: "It's the economy, stupid." With his slogan driving his platform, Clinton capitalized on public frustration over financial struggles. On November 3, 1992, Bill Clinton was selected as the 42nd President of the United States. Clinton's first term brought both achievements and setbacks. He successfully passed the Family and Medical Leave Act in 1993, introduced a "don't ask, don't tell" policy in the military, and helped ratify the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA. However, his ambitious healthcare reform plan, spearheaded by Hillary Clinton, failed to gain traction in Congress, leading to a major political loss. By 1994, the Republican Party had seized control of both the House and the Senate, a resounding rebuke to his administration. Determined to regain public trust, Clinton shifted towards centrist policies. In 1994, he signed the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which added 100,000 police officers to the streets and enforced stricter criminal sentencing. One of Clinton's defining legacies was his stewardship of the economy. Under his leadership, the United States experienced its longest peacetime expansion, with soaring job creation, record low unemployment, and a dramatic increase in home ownership. His foreign policy efforts also gained attention. He helped broker the 1993 Oslo Accords between Israel and Palestine, played a key role in stabilizing Bosnia through the Dayton Peace Accords, and intervened in Kosovo to halt ethnic cleansing by Serbian forces. However, his failure to act during the 1994 Rwandan genocide and the disastrous military intervention in Somalia left blemishes on his foreign policy record. Riding a wave of economic success, Clinton easily defeated Republican challenger Bob Dole in the 1996 presidential election. However, his second term would be overshadowed by one of the biggest political scandals in modern history, the Monica Lewinsky affair. Initially denying allegations of an inappropriate relationship with the young White House intern, Clinton later admitted to the affair while under mounting legal pressure. The scandal, fueled by a relentless investigation by Special Prosecutor Kenneth Starr, dominated headlines and led to his impeachment by the House of Representatives in 1998 on charges of perjury and obstruction of justice. In a dramatic Senate trial, he was acquitted, allowing him to complete his presidency. Though he survived politically, the scandal left a lasting impact on his legacy. Despite leaving office amid controversy, Clinton remained a prominent figure in politics and global affairs. He established the Clinton Foundation, focused on public health, economic development, and climate initiatives. Over time, he rehabilitated his image, playing a key role in supporting Democratic candidates, including Barack Obama in 2008 and 2012. When Hillary Clinton launched her presidential bid in 2016, Bill played a significant role in her campaign. At the Democratic National Convention, he delivered a heartfelt speech, highlighting her lifelong dedication to public service and her commitment to making America stronger. However, her campaign faced intense scrutiny, particularly over allegations regarding the Clinton Foundation. In a stunning political upset, Donald Trump defeated Hillary Clinton in the election, marking the end of their pursuit of a dual Clinton presidency. Bill Clinton's presidency remains one of the most complex in modern history. His leadership ushered in an era of economic prosperity, bipartisan compromise, and foreign diplomacy breakthroughs. Yet his time in office was also marred by personal scandals and controversial decisions. As he reflected in his memoirs, Clinton measured his presidency by the impact on people's lives, job creation, education, healthcare, and crime reduction. Decades later, his influence endures, proving that even the most polarizing figures can leave an indelible mark on history.